Hello everybody, my name is José Bernardes and this is what's happening in Brazil. We start today's show by talking about a sad reality many children in Brazil face. 2021 will be the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, a goal set forth by the United Nations. However, in Brazil, amid the pandemic, this illegal practice has been destroying childhoods, causing death, work-related accidents, and perpetuating the cycle of poverty.
Over the last 12 years, 279 children have died while working in Brazil. That is an average of 23 deaths per year. Amid the pandemic, experts warn that a rise in poverty, unemployment, and above all, lack of schooling will create a favorable scenario for the illegal practice.
Our current unemployment levels are similar to those in 1992, when there was a lot of child labor in Brazil. Therefore, we have issued an alert to the government so it may adopt certain public measures. This is a crucial moment. We either make a decision now to foment social protections, to foment the protection of people's rights, or we are going to end up with a Brazil overwhelmed with child labor, and very far of the 2025 goal of eradicating all child labor.
Though outlawed in the country, child labor affects more than 2 million people aged 5 to 17 in Brazil. This week, the Attorney General's office kicked off a new campaign to combat the illegal activity, which for the most part harms black children in vulnerable social situations.
Children who attend public school in Brazil are mostly poor, and they end up having a fragile bond with their school's communities. Schools are the main tool in combating child labor.
When I was 9 or 10, I worked on a farm. I wasn't harmed in any way. When a 9 or 10 years old kid goes to work somewhere, there is a bunch of people out there, slave labor, child labor.
Despite President Jair Bolsonaro's discourse, Brazil is a signatory of the international conventions that guarantee a dignified and secure life for children and teenagers. On the United Nations 2030 agenda, Brazil has committed to eliminating child labor by 2025. However, the dismantling of oversight committees and social programs point to an increase in the problem.
How will Brazil get to 2025 without child labor if poverty is on the rise, with inequality growing, within the framework of a system that adopts ever more extreme neoliberal measures?
And now, check out the latest news from the country.
When you arrive in Rio de Janeiro, it's impossible not to look up and see Christ the Redeemer stretching his arms over the Bay of Guanabara. On October 12th, the monument, one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, and the main image associated with Rio de Janeiro, turned 89. Erected in 1931, it is meant to symbolize peace and was idealized by the city's Catholic circles, which hosted a fundraising event for the statue's construction. Christ the Redeemer weighs more than a ton and is over 30 meters tall, with another 8 meters just for its pedestal. From tip to tip, the monument's extended arms measure 28 meters. It was made from concrete and limestone and designed by engineer Heitor Silva Costa. Out of the 7 wonders of the modern world, Christ the Redeemer is the youngest. The statue was given the status of World Wonder after a vote in Portugal in 2007, when it competed against more than 200 other landmarks. President Jair Bolsonaro's government took another step towards privatizing the post office, the state-run company responsible for mail delivery in the country. The government's proposal, which still needs to be approved by Congress, ends the state monopoly on mail delivery and allows for private companies to enter the market. The measure represents a new political stance with the state-owned company by the Bolsonaro government. It is also another step forward in the government's privatization agenda. The proposal to sell the company has been under technical review by federal authorities since August of this year, when an analysis led by the National Development Bank began. Recently, post office employees went on strike in defense of their rights. Privatizing the post office is considered to be a very unpopular measure, criticized by opposition lawmakers, experts, and the labor unions that represent the company's employees.
In today's Culture Talk, we will miss Jones Manuel. With more than 100,000 YouTube followers, he has become one of the main voices representing leftist youth. Born in the Borborema community, located in Recife, the capital of the state of Pernambuco, it was there that his militancy began. In an interview, he explains the importance of social media and video streaming platforms for those involved in militancy.
Olá, meu nome é Jones Manuel. O YouTube, embora seja
Though YouTube is a foreign monopoly which, by the way, has participated in various regime change operations and the downfall of governments in Brazil, Latin America and the world over, it is a very important communications platform and it's been giving me good results. I try using YouTube as a mixed platform. I will make a video and in the video I suggest books, I put links in the description. I try to guide people to this content. Books, videos, and before, when I was able to, now we can't, I would have in-person activities, book launches, debates, current affairs analysis. I would call people out onto the streets to potentialize practical aspects, call upon people to mobilize.
ele cumpre uma função.
YouTube performs this function of making the population identify with the content creator to create a feeling of belonging, in where you suggest a reading and the people go out and read it, seeking to learn more. This is an important function, right? When the YouTuber's works starts being recognized, the possibility of you acting as a mass communicator and organizer in the sense of potentializing collective actions is something that, for example, doesn't work with print media.
Trabalho para o texto escrito não dá.
It's time for Brazilianism.
Today we are going to learn how to make a dessert called umbuzada, made from the umbu fruit native to Brazil. It is a dessert that is loved by the people from the state of Bahia. We will need 1 liter of umbu juice, milk, powdered milk, condensed milk, whipped cream, and hydrated gelo. We will put the umbu juice, the milk, the condensed milk, the powdered milk, and the gelo all into the blender and mix it, so it becomes homogeneous. Take it out of the blender and add the whipped cream. This is what will give the dessert that creamy texture, give it a breezy, lighter aspect. You can serve some sweet flour with it as a garnish.
That's all for today. If you like the video, hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe in order to stay up to date with our content. See you later.